The jets have flown over. The drivers are set to go here tonight in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. And we'll get set to run down your starting lineup for you here tonight. Starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter, Isaac Morris. Just to his outside, Julian Altona. Starting inside row number 2, the 12 of Oscar Fredrickson, followed by Alexander Van de Sant. Third row, Gavin Sanders, Carlos Palermo. As we get set to go, green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Oulton Park Grand Prix for the Globex. Oh my goodness, drivers coming all sorts of ways off of the corner right there. Multiple drivers with some problems. Big time issues into turn number 1 here for the opening lap of the Oulton Park Grand Prix. There you see more drivers with some trouble. Off track goes Louisa Woodall. Multiple drivers also involved in that very first turn incident here tonight. Alex Van de Sant, Craig Forsyth, as well as Louis Woodall involved in that turn 1 incident. Craig Forsyth has had some damage. John Christensen, Victor Santos, multiple drivers with some troubles here. As we watch the front of the field, Isaac Moore. Oh, and a driver goes off. Alex Van de Sant goes flying through the corner, way off the track. He's going to lose a ton of ground. Multiple drivers already behind pit wall here very early in tonight's Grand Prix. Lap number 1, very busy. Front of the field begins to give themselves some gaps. We'll jump back to this battle going on with Victor Santos. He's got Christopher Kresge just in his sights. And Kresge, oh my, that nose cone is off, and he is off track once again down in the gravel pit. That is not where you want to be found in the kitty litter out there. That's going to slow him down for sure. Top of the speed charts, Isaac Morris, your pole sitter, walking away now, 7/10 of an advantage for him. Julian Altona right there, still in second on lap number 2. Oscar Fredrickson still slotted in right where he started tonight's race in the 3rd position. Gonna take a look at some of this action that we had. Or actually, we'll go to this action on track right here. Battle for the last spot on the podium. Oscar Fredrickson right there. He's got Gavin Sanders hunting him down. Julian Altona not very far in front of this battle for the 3rd spot, so you can pretty much make this a 3-car battle from 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Small gap back to Carlos Palermo running in the 5th position. Maxie Stang now in 6th. Very big. Oh my goodness, and Oscar Fredrickson off track. He's going to lose some time, lose some ground. Seen it happen right there on the screen. He continues to fall back through the speed charts. Back to this man right here, Gavin Sanderson. He now enjoys that final podium spot. Carlos Palermo moving to 4th, 5th place, Maxie Stang. Back to this battle right here. There you can find Robert Sadler trying to make some gains on Maxie Stang right there just in front of him. Maxie piloting that 93 machine. Sadler in the 8 hot on the trail. Fredrickson just a little bit behind these drivers. About 0.6 of a second separates himself from this 2-car battle right in front of him. You're not missing anything at the front of the field. Isaac Morris has stepped out to a 1.5 second advantage here on lap number 3 in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. There you see a stack up coming to the green flag. That caught out a lot of drivers right before we even got going. Louis Woodall as well as Craig Forsyth involved in that one. And then we had this turn 1 incident. There you see getting punted across the screen. More. Oh, man. That is just horrible. That 55 machine had absolutely no chance. Louis Woodall just destroyed in that lap 1, turn 1 incident. Craig Forsyth also off track during all that, so we'll rejoin the front of the field with Robert Sadler still trying to chase down Maxie Stang and take over that final spot in the top 5. Something else a little bit newer to these drivers this week here at the road course, the allowance of the push to pass button in the Dallara IR18. The machine is only available to have the push to pass on the road course, so that's giving these drivers a little extra boost, a shot in the arm, if you will. Allowed to hit it, you get about 30 seconds of extra horsepower. Allowed to push the button multiple times until you pretty much run out of your time, so you got to be careful about how you use it, got to be careful about how you manage that. Multiple drivers already in the double digits on that push to pass. So we'll keep our eye on that. Oh, back on lap number 4, looks like Victor Santos had an issue. He's had a crash. Let's go see what happened back here on lap number 4 to Victor Santos. Taking a look back there, you see Santos on screen coming up over the hill. And just around it goes. Tires just not having the grip. Another driver off track. John Christensen goes off track to avoid Victor Santos. That's going to put a damper on Santos' days for just a little bit. We'll rejoin this battle right here. Still a very close battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th on track. Maxie Stang with Robert Sadler and Oscar Fredrickson continue to battle here on lap number 6 of 40 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. Gonna throw the battle box up for you so you can get an idea of how this is all shaken out right here on screen for you. There you have it, bottom right hand corner, as we'll scroll the ticker across the top of the screen for you so you can check in on where all of your favorite IndyCar drivers are running here tonight at Oulton Park for Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series Season number 3, Round number 3, the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. And things beginning to heat up at the front of the field. Look at this, race fans. Julian Altina has begun to run down your pole sitter, Isaac Morris. Has Morris heated up the tires? Has he worn them off? Altina now trying to close the distance, and he's going to bring Gavin Sanders with him. Both of these drivers in the top 2 spots have hit the push to pass 10 times so far. Gavin Sanders, 1 less than him. Back there with 9 push to pass so far here as we are on lap number 9 out of the 40 scheduled in the official race distance. Keep in mind, race fans, this could come down to a timed event. It's 40 laps or 75 minutes, whichever one should come first. So you gotta get the pace out of the car while you've got the pace in the car. Now working their way around a back marker. Looks like Isaac Morris gonna put a driver yet another lap down. I believe that is Gary. No, that is not. No, that's not Gary Godso, is it? I believe that's the 38 of Diego Perino back in the 14th position, falling yet a lap down here tonight. First car off of the lead lap, and it's going to be very, very hard to overcome that. Road racing rules in effect, so there are only local cautions, no full course cautions to get yourself caught up. No such thing as a lucky dog here in road course racing. So if you find yourself behind the 8 ball, you may just end up with a very bad night. Blazing fast pace at the front of the field for your pole sitter. Dominating performance so far by Isaac Morris. He has been able to maintain the gap. He kind of lets it accordion a little bit. He opens it up, lets it kind of get right back around that 1 second mark, and then we should see him here in just a few moments begin to stretch that back out upwards to the 1.5 second mark, and then kind of relax for a little bit, let the tires kind of come back to him, and then push, hammer down, hammer time, one more time. And Morris stretches the gap once again. There you see it beginning to increase once again. And now Julian Altina, he has begun to step away from Gavin Sanders as well. Sanders now about 2 seconds behind Altina. So it's slowly becoming a 2-car battle for the trophy here tonight And Morris continuing to run into some back markers here. I believe that is, yes, indeed, that is actually Craig Forsyth just in front of your race leader there. You can see him back in the distance coming through this little straightaway here to the left-hand corner. Hard on the brakes into the right-hander, big sweeping right-hand corner. Got to make sure you get the car turned through the center, power down on the exit. And Forsyth gonna struggle to try to stay on the lead lap because the race leader, Isaac Morris, he is right there. Morris gonna make his way by. No harm, no foul. Looks like Forsyth got right out of the way. We'll check in, see how quickly Oulton can do away with Forsyth. And there you have it, very quick on the pass was Oulton. Looking through some of the timing and scoring, we do have drivers that have already hit pit road. A few of them, Oscar Fredrickson as well as Robert Sadler, Matt Houston. Dakota DeMage also onto pit road. Fredrickson onto pit road 2 laps ago. The top 6 remain out on the track. Over the top of the hill, we'll go high above now with one of our turn 3 drone cams here for tonight's Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. Up over that left-hand corner, up over the hill. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's not just the different turns, the technicalities of the turns, how you got to get into the braking zones, but you got to watch how you crest these hills. You got to watch the elevation changes because they do have a big-time effect on the aero and the way that the car sticks to the track. And right now, sticking to the front of the field, Isaac Morris continues to lead Julian Oulton. Those two drivers still running right where they started tonight's Grand Prix race, sitting pole and outside pole. Isaac Morris has continued to lead all 14 laps so far here tonight out of the 40 scheduled in the official race distance. Working his way into some more lap traffic. Morris trying to stretch that gap back out, but Oulton not going away. This is the closest this battle has been since the drop of the green flag on lap number 1. Oulton now down within a half a second. Can he get there? He is knocking on the door. Getting there and getting by is one thing. Big time pressure now through this little chicane. I call it a chicane. It's a quick little left, right, left. Oulton searching for a way, looking for some grip. Not going to be able to make the pass into the corner right there. Going to come and crest down over the hill and continue to try to track down the man at the front of the field. Isaac Morris continues to lead tonight's race, has yet to make a pit stop. And drivers were speaking pre-race of possible pit strategies, maybe being upwards of 3, possibly even 4 pit stops here tonight in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. But yet your top 6 have yet to come to pit road. Isaac Morris, your pole sitter, continues to lead. Julian Oulton right there in second spot. Gavin Sanders 3 seconds back behind this battle on track. Maxie staying in 4th, 5th place. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, big time gain for him as we've got a battle side by side into the corner. Oulton off track. He's going to give up some ground now. All of that hard work to close that distance and get side by side has went away with that one little off-track excursion. Oulton now falls 1.2 seconds back behind Isaac Morris. Last driver to come to pit road, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, the last driver in the top 5 yet to come to pit road. So your top 5 still waiting for those fresher tires. Very fast-paced race here tonight, and Luis Gonzalez Nunez goes off track. Oh my, what happened to Nunez? We'll take a look back here, see what happened. Nunez there, you see it, just a little bit of a lockup up over that corner, and exactly as we were saying, just very tough sometimes, these elevation changes. Have had another incident. Maxie Stang has had an incident. Let's see what's happened to Stang. Maxie running in the 4th position. We'll see what happened here. There you see just a lazy slide off of the track. No harm, no foul. He gets it fired back up, headed back in the right direction. So we'll rejoin the race live as Luis Gonzalez Nunez makes his way off of pit road. Your top 4 still yet to make their green flag pit stop. Isaac Morris continues to lead. Julian Altona just a half a second back. Gavin Sanders has closed the gap back once again. He's knocking on the door, just 1.5 seconds back behind your race leader. Globex Racing Paints, delivering awesome custom racing paints for your iRacing car or teams. Specializing in IR18, IndyCar, and other open wheel liveries, Globex Racing Paints offers additional services, custom helmets, driver suits, help with your logo design and graphics. If you're looking for some great racing paints for your car, hit up Globex Racing Paints. You can find them on Facebook.com at Globex Racing Paints, or go ahead and contact them via email at globexracingpaints@gmail.com. That's Globex Racing Paints. Looking back on lap number 18 for Palermo, there you see him, just gets a little crossed up off track, nose cone, front wing. Heavily damaged in that one. Now we'll jump back. Let's see what happened here with Maxie Stang. Stang with yet another incident. There you see, just hitting that curb with that right front tire. Upset the car just enough, and Stang goes around. Another driver off track here tonight. Let's see how it all happened for Robert Sadler. There you can see Sadler on the brakes, gets crossed up under braking. Car gets a little loose. Backs it in to the tire barrier. Doesn't look like it damaged the back end too much. Gearbox looks to be all right, but Sadler going to lose some time after that one. And yet another spin. There you see more drivers spinning off track. Oscar Fredrickson off track as well. So we've had multiple drivers spinning here on lap number 19. 19, not a very friendly number so far. Now we'll jump to this incident here. Robert Sadler comes back, cresting over the hill. Those tires screaming angry at this point, off after 2 off tracks. And around Sadler goes yet again. And Sadler going to go ahead and just reset it to the pits. Tough day out there for a few of the drivers. Robert Sadler running inside the top 10, inside the top 5 at one point here tonight in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. But consistency is king, and he has had some troubles, and now off a track, your top 3 drivers all hit pit road. Maxie Stang still out on track. We'll see what Stang does here, if he's going to break to pit road, try to keep himself at least somewhat aligned with the race leaders as far as the tire strategies. But Stang also one of those drivers with an advantage by starting on the white wall tires. He's going to be able to switch over to those red walls and have a little bit more speed for the closing stages. And indeed, Stang going to bring his machine to pit road, that time by Isaac Morris, on and off of pit road with the race lead. Julian Altona goes off track. Altona off track. That's going to give the second spot to Sanders. Driver rounding out your top 5. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and again off track. That corner right there, one of the final corners, has caught a lot of drivers out here tonight. Gonzalez going to give up that top 5 spot to Maxie Stang. There you can see that 19-year-old out there driving yet again like another veteran. So multiple drivers, very young here, but that does not have anything to do with their skill. All these drivers very, very fast, very, very talented. 18 laps now remaining here in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix for Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series Season number 3, round number 3. Sanders does have Oulton right there breathing down his neck once again. So we'll stick with this battle up towards the front of the field. Battle for the second and third spot. Right now, Gavin Sanders in second. Julian Oulton hot on the trail right there on the gearbox. I tell you what, while we've got a second, let's see if we can't get you a shot from the rear of the car. And one of these times we'll get it right on the first try, race fans. I apologize. There it is right there as Oulton has made the pass. Here comes Sanders. Good look back at Julian. A good look back at Gavin Sanders from Oulton's diffuser, looking just over that rear wing. Sadler back to pit road. Maxi Stang was able to make a pass on Fredrickson, and Fredrickson struggling to find some pace after his second pit stop here tonight. I don't believe we will see the drivers at the front of this field hit pit road again. Oh my goodness, and right there, Carlos Palermo off track yet again. Palermo with a spin. Lap 23, we'll check and see how it all happened here for Palermo. And there you see just around that corner. This is yet another corner that has caught a handful of drivers out here tonight. So multiple drivers caught up and involved with some self spins, trying to get on the brake and get it to cut over that right hand, or the downhill right hand right there, has upset a lot of these Dallara IR18s, and we have seen a lot of self spins through that corner. We'll continue to watch the man at the front just putting down blistering laps. The time and time again, best lap of the race goes to your race leader, a 1:11.05, and his last time by was a 1:11.42. So he is all over his quick time late in this run onto pit road about 7 laps ago. So the pace is still there. The pace is still in the tires for Morris. Gonna jump to the battle for position here. This is battle for that second and third spot. Julian Oulton has not been able to do away with Gavin Sanders. Sanders still hot on the trail. See what happened with Dakota Damage on lap number 27. There you can see Damage, and I think we're going to see it be that tricky corner once again. It's going to be that same one. And there it is, checking up to get around that downhill right-hander, and Damage just locks it up, goes around, and loses a ton of time while doing all that. We'll jump back live once again with this battle for the second and third spot on track as Luis Gonzalez Nunez, he closes in or loses a position, I should say. Oscar Fredrickson taking the last spot in the top 5 away from Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and Nunez going to come to pit road for the second time now. Just a handful of laps remaining, and Nunez going to hit pit road for the second time. Will anybody in your top 4 spots hit pit road for a second time, or will they stay on this set of tires? We'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. And look right here, we've got a battle between different sets of tires on track. Julian Oulton on those red wall tires. Gavin Sanders back there, you see him right there, the white tires selected for Sanders. Will that come into play by the end of the race? Just 11 laps remaining in the Oulton Park Grand Prix. John Christensen looks like he's had a little bit of trouble. Let's go back here, see what happened to Christensen. Getting it queued up for you there, you see, up and over, down and into the tire barrier. Hard impact breaks the car. Wheels barely hanging on. That is going to be some big time trouble. Carlos Palermo also involved in a race incident, and we'll check this one out on the replay as well. The rookie struggling here tonight in the Oulton Park Grand Prix. There you see him, just yet another self-spin here for Carlos Palermo. He has been caught out a few times here. And oh my goodness, what has happened to Gavin Sanders? Julian Altina off track as well. Oh my, what happened? Gonna go back here, look at this. Altina gets sideways and oh no, Sanders hard impact right into him. Oh my goodness, that is not good. We'll take one more look at this here. Oh, and hard impact, nowhere to go for Gavin Sanders. We'll take one more look here from Sanders' perspective on what happened. There you see Altina goes around. Ooh, tough break there for both of those drivers running at the front of the field. Both of them onto pit road now. Ooh, that is gonna shake up your podium spots. Will any of these drivers be able to run down the gap, be able to capitalize on that late race incident? Altina getting sideways off of the corner. Gavin Sanders nowhere to go, piles right in. And that is gonna drop them two from grace. The witching hour has claimed some victims where race dreams become reality and championship hopes get crushed. Julian Altina and Gavin Sanders fall victim to a late race incident. That's going to drop both of those drivers out of a podium spot here tonight. Maxi Stang, Oscar Fredrickson now sitting second and third on a track with just 8 laps remaining here in the Globex Racing Paints Oulton Park Grand Prix. Globex Racing Paints, delivering awesome custom racing paints for your iRacing car or team, specializing in IR18 IndyCar as well as other open wheel liveries. Go on and check out Globex Racing Paints. You can find them on Facebook at Globex Racing Paints. Go ahead and contact them. Email them your ideas at globexracingpaints@gmail.com. Globex Racing Paints. With just a handful of laps to go, looks like Jamie Jenkins, he's had an issue. We'll jump back with the replay here. Looks like they've got it queued up. Let's see what happened to Jenkins. That familiar corner, we've seen it time and time again. That downhill right-hander has caught multiple drivers out. Jenkins trying to get the car righted, spins it yet again. There you see Maxi Stang go by. Oscar Fredrickson, Julian Altina, all going to make their way by. Will rejoin the front of the field live as your race leader driver piloting that number 63 Dallara IR18, Isaac Morris, continues his dominating ways here tonight for the Oulton Park Grand Prix. Only 5 laps remaining here tonight. And yet again, I believe we're going to find it to be. And see, the car just locks up right there. Nunez had more troubles before he ever even got to that corner. Nunez struggling just to try to finish tonight's race. And I think that very well may be the mood of a lot of the drivers out there on track, just trying to survive these final 3 laps here tonight at Oulton Park. And there you have it, down the corner, shaking the car. Winner, winner. Race fans, there you have it. Checkered flag flies here tonight in the Oulton Park Grand Prix, sponsored by Globex Racing Paints in partnership with Race First here for the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series. There you can see him, man of the moment. Dominating performance